Hey everybody, welcome to tuning into the program. My name is James, with me is Chris, and this is Fuel Stop Chats. It's a podcast where we talk about, well, anything. We try to talk about motorcycles, but not always. So tune in, enjoy, and hope you like it. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Fuel Stop Chats. I'm James. Not with me tonight is Chris. He's taking care of some family matters. We're wishing him and his family the very best. But we made a promise when we started this podcast that we're going to try to bring to you a new conversation every month. So tonight, it's just me. Now with the World Cup underway, been watching a lot of these videos on TikTok and YouTube and FaceTime or Facebook, about all the Europeans and South Americans, Asians visiting America for the first time. And they're fascinated by the things that many of us don't even notice anymore. Like endless highways, roadside barbecue with, brisket getting smoked out back. Some of the funniest are the Buc-ee's that's somehow the size of a small town from where they are. The sheer distance between places is blowing people's minds. The landscapes, the people, the hospitality of them. And it got me thinking, if someone from another country asked me, what is the most American thing you've ever experienced? I don't think I'd say baseball. I don't think I'd say apple pie. I probably wouldn't even say fireworks. I'd probably tell them to put on a helmet. Because if you really want to understand America, take a motorcycle across it. Ride the Blue Ridge Parkway. Cross the Great Plains. Watch the sun disappear somewhere in the Arizona desert. Follow the Pacific Coast Highway. Stop in towns you've never heard of. Eat where the locals eat. Talk to people whose lives are completely different from yours. You'll discover something. The motorcycle isn't the story. America is. Maybe, just maybe, the motorcycle is the best seat in the house from which to experience it. Now, if you ride, you already know what I'm about to say. If you don't, let me let you in on a little secret of ours. There is a moment every rider knows, a moment that changes something deep inside you. It happens just after the helmet clicks into place. The engine comes alive beneath you. The driveway disappears behind you. And then, it's my favorite part, the wind. For a little while, the bills don't matter, the politics don't matter, emails don't even matter. It's just you, the machine beneath you, and most importantly, an open road leading somewhere you've never been. Or maybe you have. I've always thought there was something uniquely American about that feeling. And it's not because motorcycles were invented here. And it's not because everyone rides the same brand. Actually, it's because we don't. Pull into any fuel stop in America and you'll see it. There's a Harley parked next to a Honda, or a Ducati beside a BMW, an Indian beside a Yamaha. There's adventure bikes covered in mud. There's chrome polished so deeply it reflects the clouds. There's sports bikes, there's cruisers, there's old machines held together by decades of stories, baling wire, and duct tape. Brand new bikes, they're there, still smelling like the showroom floor. Nobody has to ride the same motorcycle. Nobody has to ride the same road. That is America. 250 years ago, a handful of ordinary men signed a document that changed human history. The Declaration of Independence wasn't really about taxes. It wasn't even about tea. It was about something much larger. It declared that our rights do not come from a king. They don't come from governments. They come from the simple fact that we exist. Life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. Those words weren't written for one generation. They were written for every generation that followed. Years later came the Constitution, not to tell us how to live, but to limit the power of those who govern us. Then came the Bill of Rights, freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the right to assemble, the right to defend ourselves, protection from unreasonable government intrusion, the freedom to choose our own path. Now, in that, did you notice something? None of those rights promise happiness. None of them promise success. None promise safety. They promise something far more valuable, the opportunity to choose. That same choice lives in every motorcycle rider. No one tells you what road to take. No one tells you what motorcycles to love. We have our preferences on roads and motorcycles, but you have a choice. No one tells you how many miles are enough. You decide. Well, unless you're doing an iron butt, then you need the miles. But freedom has never meant everyone making the same choices. Freedom means respecting another person's right to make a different one. That's why you'll see a Harley rider wave to a BMW rider, a Goldwing rider wave to a KLR, a sport bike slowing down for an old shovelhead. Different machines, same road. I feel like somewhere along the way, America's forgotten that disagreement doesn't make someone your enemy. It makes them your neighbor. The founders argued passionately, sometimes angrily, but they understood something we desperately need to remember. Liberty doesn't require uniformity, it just requires mutual respect. The open road teaches that lesson every single day. The wind doesn't care how you vote. The mountains don't care where you were born. The sunset doesn't care what emblem is on your gas tank. Out there, we're simply riders. This 4th of July marks 250 years since our nation declared that free people could govern themselves. That experiment is still underway. It's still imperfect, still noisy, still worth protecting. Every time we throw a leg over a motorcycle, you should be reminded that freedom isn't comfortable. It's not clean. It's not guaranteed. It's a responsibility, because every mile we ride was made possible by generations who believed liberty was worth defending. So, wherever your road takes you this Independence Day, ride safe, ride respectfully, wave at the other rider coming the other way, even if they're riding something you would never buy. Because that is the beauty of freedom. So, from all of us here at Fuel Stop Chats, happy 4th of July, happy 250th birthday, America, and we'll see you at the next Fuel Stop. Oh, and, I did share this with Chris. I did ask him, what do you think if Georgie Washington was alive right now? You think he'd ride a Harley? Curious, what do you guys think? Share in the comments. It's funny, he said he guarantees that Paul Revere would ride a Harley, and that some bitch would have broken down and some girl on a GS would have had to deliver the message for him. Good stuff. They haven't watched the American Experiment on Netflix? Worth it. As you can see, it's got me feeling a little patriotic. All right, that's it. Short show. Like I said, I wanted to get you something. Get back to roasting some hot dogs and hamburgers, and don't blow off your fingers. You need them to pull the clutch. Later. Rider out.